Hello. I'm gonna show you guys how to edit your vocals, your singing vocals on Studio One. First and foremost, let me just tell you right now, I'm not gonna guarantee you're gonna be singing like an angel when you get done with this. However, it's gonna give you ideas of how to hide your vocals if you cannot sing. Unfortunately, Studio One does not have any auto-tune, but I mean, if you can't sing, even with auto-tune, it's pretty evident you can't sing. But still, it would just be a nice feature to have. And you would think they would have something like it. But the auto-tune Studio One offers is like editing each note, and that would just take days to do. So, I'm going to show you how to edit your vocals, because I sing in my music and I can't sing worth anything. First of all, I'm just gonna delete everything, start from scratch.
Squad going up. Nobody flipping packs now. I just did 3 in a row. I'm sure it's back to back now. Put the world on a sound. Party in the weekend. Ain't got enough time.
This is the vocal we're going to be working with right there. So I'm just going to highlight it so you guys see. First thing I always add is a compressor. Compressor just makes everything sound good. And then I add the Pro EQ. Now what you do with the Pro EQ, you're going to edit it until you get the sound that you want. I click on the red button right there, and I just kind of push it to the right, because the more to the right it is, the less muddy and thick your vocal sounds. You don't want a lot of reverb on your vocals. Okay, now right here, this is a good way, using these dots, this is a good way to edit the sound that you want to hear. If you normally just can't sing at all, you should just go ahead and take down the middle parts. You really just gotta kind of see what you like. You gotta kind of have a feel for it. But keep in mind, this video is not gonna. There's no preset that's gonna make you sound good. You have to play with it and see what you like. But yeah, sometimes I've had songs where I had to push the red dot almost to the end, and it sounds like I'm on the radio. The more right you go with the red dot, the more it sounds like you're on the radio. But for time's sake, I'm just going to show you guys what I would normally use. I would put the yellow dot down, because that's kind of your voice, and I would mess with the high over here to the right, to the very right, playing with those dots. That's a high frequency. But next thing we're going to add red light dust. Now this is the lifesaver right here. This is the not really auto-tune, but this is how you edit your voice so you sound almost metallic. And that might sound bad, but I don't mean like a robot, but I mean like metallic. Okay? Over here we have the drive that kind of makes you sound edgy, and how you edit that depends on how your Pro EQ is set up. The thinner your Pro EQ, like the more radio-like it sounds, the higher this knob has to go. Basically what it does, it can make a thin track, like a thin radio-sounding track, sound thicker, sound more full. So this red light dust has a lot of ups and downs, but if you work with it, you know what you're doing, you'll be fine. I normally like to put it on default, and I just mess with the drive, and mess with the mix as well. Pretty self-explanatory. The lower the mix knob, the more raw vocal you have, and the higher the mix knob, the higher effects you're throwing in. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. And if you see the drive right there, if you put that on 11, you're gonna sound really edgy. So that's kind of stuff you want to hear. And also you can mess with the high and low knobs as well.
Squad going up. Nobody flipping packs now. I just did 3 in a row. I'm sure it's back to back now. Put the world on a sound. Party in the weekend. Ain't got enough time. Squad going up. Nobody flipping packs now. I just did 3 in a row. I'm sure it's back to back to back now. Put the world on a sound. You know, party in the weekend. Ain't got no time.
Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is going to involve layering your vocal. If you can't sing, you don't want to isolate a vocal because that's just going to make you, it shows everybody you can't sing. So what I like to do is I like to put a backup vocal under it, and what I do with the backup vocal is I will trim it down because in this particular area I'm really singing, I'm like, oh, and it just sounds horrible. Like, it just sounds bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it gradually increases, so it doesn't just pop in there. Make sure it gradually increases, and make sure it goes out exponentially as well. And I change the EQ to my backup vocal to where it really sounds like a radio, because you don't want your backup vocal sounding like your original vocal, and you also want to turn it down too, because if it's too loud, then you're just kind of putting more emphasis on yourself, and sometimes the less of you, the better. So yeah, as you can see, I made it sound like a radio. Push that red dot to the right. Really hope I'm not confusing you guys. Just try to stay with me. I'm telling you, this will pay off. And the last thing I do, I like to change the tone of it. If you change the tone by one knob, if you change it, the higher you go, the higher the pitch. The lower you go, the lower the pitch. If you change it by one knob, it doesn't sound like you're singing alone. It sounds like you're singing with a chorus, and that's the stuff that you want. You want people to hear a chorus, because everybody has people in their church choir that can't sing. That's why you sing with other people, so you kind of blend in, so it still sounds good. Okay, so that's awesome. You know, sometimes you can even, well, we'll just stop it there. Now, the next thing I like to do, I like to push the vocal to where it sounds like an echo. Now, you know, messing with the echo on Studio One is pretty much near impossible, because the echo is just, the analog delay is just so, it's hard to work with. So I like to manually just put in an echo. I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like.
Squad going up. Nobody flipping packs now. I just did 3 in a row. I'm sure it's back to back to back now. Put the world on a sound. You know, party in the weekend. Ain't got no time. Squad going up. Nobody flipping packs now. Nobody flipping packs now. I just did 3 in a row. I just did 3 in a. I'm sure it's back to back to back. I'm sure it's back to back to back. Put the world on a sound. Put the world on a. You know, party in the weekend. You know, party in the weekend. Ain't got no time. Got the club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the kitchen, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the kitchen, she Tuesday. Squad going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the kitchen, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the kitchen, she Tuesday. Squad going up. Nobody flipping packs now. Nobody flipping packs now. I just did 3 in a. I just did 3 in a. I'm sure it's back to back to back. I'm sure it's back to back to back. Put the world on a sound. The world on a. You know, party in the weekend. Party in the weekend. Ain't got no time to party on the weekend. To party on the weekend. Till bring the. We about to get lit. Fill the room with some teas. When that often is hit. I was working on T. Overtime and not out time. This crazy back home. It kills me that you're not around.